took a 36-hour boat ride on this expedition vessel to the beautiful Cocos Island. And we spent the last 5 days doing 16 dives with hammerheads, tiger sharks, stingrays. It's a beautiful sea world underneath. You'd never experience anything like this anywhere else in the world.
Every drop-in's a bit more challenging, and it's intense. You never know what you're gonna see. It's current, gonna drag me down to 150 feet. I have to fight it again. It's really cool. But in Cocos is amazing. Not just for the big sharks, there's tons of animals, big yellowfin tuna swimming around, lots of jacks, and other types of fish, big rays. And the island's surreal. It's an ancient place.
The thought of being able to experience this, being fortunate enough to be invited on this trip, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see behind me, but it's what I'm looking at right now is, I don't think I'll ever see a place like this again, unless I come back to Cocos, that's for sure. And the honor of being able to be on this trip with such a great group of guys, you know, the person that made it all happen. Again, being under the water is definitely a humbling experience. I feel fortunate.
Idea of, in my own head, what we were going to see when we got here, but to actually get here and experience what Cocos is all about has been life-changing. Like, it's absolutely an incredible place. It's been so much more than I thought it would be. You know, it's both the tiger sharks and the Galapagos sharks and hammerheads, and it's more than that. You know, watching how the crew and how the dive masters interact with the animals. It's absolutely unbelievable to see how comfortable and at one you can actually be in a place like this. It's a very, very special place.
You know what I think is also super cool is, you know how you see advertisements of like pictures of, you know, you're looking up and you see hundreds and hundreds of hammerhead sharks. And we've experienced that.
Yeah.
Maybe not hundreds, but like
looking
lots,
up, looking down,
lots.
looking
They're
sideways.
all over the place. So it is like it's advertised.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you look at a 16-foot tiger shark swimming directly underneath you, and you actually keep your cool and don't run the other direction, it's definitely gets your attention. Yeah.
Patrick's invited us down here to have this incredible experience, but mainly just to watch him dance.
Yeah, I go pushing lyrics left to right like a brook of the real sensation. Feel I'm in flight, soaring in the breeze over the trees. I got my own, some prayer, hope it ain't disease. Ain't no remedies for the viruses floating in the world, at least none they're willing to take. They'd rather die slow and shake from the destruction of the organs. I may be sounding morbid, but it's because I'm feeling sure that it's been recorded, taped over and played again. But the story stays the same in the end. Instead he write dope rhymes from a pen. So I'm asking the feds to step my door straight, waiting, much anticipation. Each time I step to the mic, at any time I'm ready to strike like lightning. Unexpected but powerful. If you don't brace yourself, it'll rattle you. You're stepping like a player, so I gotta paddle you. It's a dumb question asking what
So here we are in Cocos. After a lot of planning and traveling, finally here we are, ready for our checkout dive. Cocos, here we are.
Cocos, baby!
Crushing it.
We're gonna go dive with some sharks. We're gonna go see some cool shit, man. I'm gonna go fucking squeeze my asshole like that. That's about 5 seconds. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, well, hear it underwater. It'll be a clapping sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Asshole slamming shut.
It's actually gonna sound like a door opening under pressure.
Fuck yeah! What's this sign?
Group of people trying to see what we can see in the next 5 days of diving, so stay tuned.
With this lyrical dexterity, preparing me, don't be scared of me, to shield your eyes to the glow, cause I don't care to be another everyday sheep of an art. Play it safe, stay in line, not my style, it's not what art is. Are you tired of the same old nonsense? Want something fresh when you hear this song hit? Something you can bump that you can't go wrong with? Listen, you kick it while we start this. Now certainly, with a certain
And you know, part of this experience is I had this incredible opportunity to get on a mini submersible and go down 300 feet, journey to the end of light. You know, once in a lifetime opportunity. You know, I don't know how many people actually done that before, but that was an incredible experience. I grew up, you know, like a lot of us, browsing through National Geographic magazines and reading all the stories of the adventures of the seas and pirates and going in down to the abyss. And man, I tell you what, this trip delivered all. The island stories of the treasures, reading the books on the boat, and then getting on a submersible and going at 300 feet. It's just like, it's mind-blowing. It was one epic experience after another. One of the big things we got to do on this trip, and I'm pretty sure it's intimidating to everybody, certainly me, you know, the idea of night diving after seeing everything we do in a day. Literally schools of sharks, all sorts of them, white tips, hammerheads, tiger sharks.
Oh, the night dive's spectacular. I'd only done one night dive before that, and it was nothing in comparison to this. To see the white tips feeding and going after their night hunt, it's crazy. It's like being in a National Geographic film, only actually being 1 meter away from it, which is nuts.
We'd light up the blackjacks and watch them devour them. Miguel has a picture of a white tip shark coming right at him with the fish halfway out of his mouth. But one of the amazing parts was when we'd all be focused on the feeding frenzy going on, and one person out of our group would look up and there'd be a Galapagos shark swimming over our head. A 10-foot Galapagos shark just coming in and out of the darkness. And it's so eerie, but there's nothing like it. I've never experienced something so surreal in my lifetime. It's night diving in Cocos Island it's a whole nother place.
And looking at everybody below me with their flashlights shining around, and at the end of every little light beam, it's a mad panic, a feeding frenzy of white tips in and out of rocks and coral and everywhere, and bits and pieces of fish flying, and here we are, just right hovering over all the top of this stuff. And I mean, I don't know where you get that experience. That's really something that I probably won't get again, and something I'll keep with me for some time. Really incredible.
Anything like this anywhere else in the world.
Incredible.
Pretty amazing, absolutely.
Man, it's been fantastic.
Spectacular every day.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Obviously the wildlife was unbelievable.
Giant schools of fish, but not just your tropical fish. Big fish. I mean, schools of tuna, schools of jacks, schools of hammerheads. It's everything's oversized in Coco Island. It's almost like a Jurassic Park out here. It's kind of Jurassic Park and Avatar mixed into one, but underwater. Just swimming through a bait ball with your hands out free, pretending like you're one of the fish is an unreal experience. And then the stingrays, and getting so close to the stingrays, and watching Diego and Miguel teach me how to touch them and get them to rise up off the sea, and then they swim over your head. It's interacting with the animals is it's something that I've never experienced before. You spend time getting calm and quiet with the hammerheads, and the more time you spend down there, the closer they get to you and they check you out, and before you know it, it feels like you can reach out and touch them. It's Cocos Island is somewhere that has to be experienced, but I guess it's 300 miles away, which makes it a special place to experience because it's all about the journey, and it's not easy to get here, which keeps it a very special place that very few people will experience.